Unexpected visitors. The day Earth's perception of its place in the universe changed forever began like any other. In the bustling metropolis of New Tokyo, Dr. Amelia Chen sipped her morning coffee while reviewing data from the city's atmospheric monitoring system. The readouts showed nothing out of the ordinary, just another smoggy day in the world's largest megacity. Amelia's focus was interrupted by a series of urgent notifications on her tablet. Frowning, she tapped the screen, bringing up a cascade of alarming reports. Massive energy signatures were being detected in low Earth orbit, far beyond anything human technology could produce. "What the hell?" she muttered, fingers flying across the screen as she tried to make sense of the data. Before she could even begin to process the implications, the sky above New Tokyo erupted in a dazzling display of light. Massive ships, sleek and otherworldly, broke through the cloud cover. Their hulls gleamed with an iridescent sheen that seemed to defy the laws of physics. As they descended, an eerie silence fell over the city. Traffic ground to a halt, pedestrians stood frozen in awe, and even the ubiquitous neon signs flickered and died. Amelia stumbled to the window of her high-rise laboratory, heart pounding. "It's really happening," she whispered, a mix of terror and excitement coursing through her veins. First contact. As if in response to her words, a beam of light shot down from the largest ship, coalescing into a holographic projection that towered over the city's skyline. The image resolved into a humanoid figure, unmistakably female, with striking features that seemed both familiar and alien. "People of Earth," the figure spoke, her voice resonating with an otherworldly timbre that sent shivers down Amelia's spine. "I am Supreme Commander Zara of the Astarte Confederation. Your planet has been selected for evaluation and potential integration into our galactic alliance." Murmurs of confusion and fear rippled through the crowds below. Amelia's scientific mind raced, trying to process the implications of the alien's words. Zara's holographic eyes swept across the city, her expression a mixture of curiosity and disdain. "We have observed your species for some time, and frankly, we are underwhelmed. Your technological progress is rudimentary, your societal structures primitive, and your potential for advancement questionable." Amelia felt a surge of indignation at the alien's dismissive tone. Who were they to judge humanity's worth based on their limited observations? "However," Zara continued, "our laws require that we give even the most unremarkable species a chance to prove their value. You will be subject to a series of trials designed to assess your fitness for inclusion in our confederation." The hologram shifted, displaying images of incredible technologies and vast star fields. "Success will grant you access to knowledge and power beyond your wildest dreams. Failure," Zara paused, her eyes narrowing. "Failure will result in your planet being designated as a protectorate, your resources harvested, and your people repurposed." A chill ran down Amelia's spine at the implied threat. She glanced around the lab, noting the pale faces and trembling hands of her colleagues. This was no longer just a scientific curiosity, it was a fight for humanity's very existence. "You have one planetary rotation to select your champions," Zara announced. "Choose wisely, for they will determine the fate of your entire species." With that ominous proclamation, the hologram vanished, leaving behind a stunned silence broken only by the distant wail of emergency sirens. Amelia's mind raced. Who could possibly represent humanity in such a crucial moment? World leaders, scientists, athletes? As she pondered the question, her tablet chimed with an incoming video call. It was her old friend and colleague, Dr. Rajiv Patel, calling from the United Nations headquarters in New York. "Amelia." Rajiv's face appeared on the screen, his expression a mix of excitement and fear. "Are you seeing this? It's happening worldwide." "I know, Raj," Amelia replied, struggling to keep her voice steady. "What's the situation there?" Rajiv ran a hand through his disheveled hair. "Chaos, absolute chaos. The Security Council is in emergency session, but no one knows what to do. How do we choose champions for all of humanity? Amelia frowned, her analytical mind already searching for solutions. We need a diverse team, she mused. Not just the obvious choices like soldiers or diplomats. We need people who represent the best of humanity, our creativity, our resilience, our ability to think outside the box. Agreed, Rajiv nodded. But how do we find such individuals in less than 24 hours? As if in answer to their question, Amelia's tablet lit up with a flood of incoming messages. Reports were pouring in from around the globe of ordinary people performing extraordinary feats in the face of the alien arrival. In Rio de Janeiro, a young street artist had used his skills to calm a panicking crowd, creating a massive mural that inspired hope and unity. In Nairobi, a teenage girl with a knack for languages had already deciphered parts of the alien transmission that linguists were struggling with. And in a small town in the American Midwest, a retired engineer had jury-rigged a communication system to maintain contact with isolated communities after the alien ships disrupted global networks. Raj, Amelia said, a spark of hope igniting in her chest. I think we've been looking at this all wrong. Our champions aren't going to be found in boardrooms or military bases. They're out there right now, rising to the occasion in ways we never could have predicted. Rajiv's eyes widened as he grasped her meaning. You're right. But how do we identify and gather these individuals in time? Amelia's fingers flew across her tablet, pulling up global data streams and social media feeds. We crowdsource it, she said, a plan forming in her mind. We put out a call to every corner of the earth. Ask people to nominate those who've shown exceptional qualities in the face of this crisis. We use AI to sort through the data, identify patterns, and help us assemble the most diverse and capable team possible. It's risky, Rajiv cautioned. What if we choose wrong? Amelia met his gaze through the screen, her jaw set with determination. We don't have a choice, Raj. This is our one shot to prove humanity's worth. We have to trust in the collective strength and ingenuity of our species. As the two scientists began to lay out their plan, the alien ships loomed silently overhead, a constant reminder of the stakes at hand. In homes, shelters, and gathering places around the world, humanity held its breath, waiting to see who would step forward to face this unprecedented challenge. Little did they know that in the coming hours, the most unlikely group of heroes would emerge. Individuals whose unique skills and perspectives would not only surprise the alien visitors, but redefine what it meant to be human in a vast and complex universe. The clock was ticking, and the fate of Earth hung in the balance. But as night fell on a world forever changed, a spark of hope began to spread. Humanity had faced extinction-level threats before, from ice ages to plagues to their own destructive tendencies. Each time, they had adapted, innovated, and survived. Now, facing their greatest test yet, the people of Earth prepared to show the Astarte Confederation and themselves exactly what humans were capable of when pushed to their limits. As Amelia and Rajiv worked through the night, coordinating with governments and organizations worldwide, the first nominations for Earth's champions began to pour in. The stage was set for a contest that would determine the future of an entire planet and perhaps change the course of galactic history. The challenge. As dawn broke over a world forever changed, Amelia Chen found herself standing in a hastily assembled command center within the United Nations headquarters. Screens flickered with a constant stream of data as the global effort to select humanity's champions reached its frenzied conclusion. Time's almost up, Rajiv muttered, his eyes bloodshot from a sleepless night. Are we really ready for this? Amelia took a deep breath, surveying the diverse group of individuals gathered before them. We have to be, she replied, her voice steady despite the fear gnawing at her insides. The team they had assembled was unlike anything the world had seen before. There was Maya Patel, a 16-year-old math prodigy from Mumbai, whose algorithmic insights had already revolutionized climate modeling. Next to her stood Jamal Thompson, a former U.S. Marine turned urban farmer, whose innovative vertical gardens were feeding thousands in food deserts across America. Zhan Liu, a Chinese quantum computing expert, nervously adjusted her glasses while chatting with Adebayo Okafor, a Nigerian medical researcher known for developing low-cost prosthetics. Rounding out the group was Sofia Rodriguez, an Argentine VR artist whose immersive creations had helped treat PTSD, and Eric Johansson, a Swedish deep-sea engineer with a knack for adapting technology to extreme environments. As Amelia opened her mouth to address the team, a blinding light filled the room. When it faded, Supreme Commander Zara stood before them, her holographic form somehow more imposing in person. "Your time is up, humans," Zara announced, her eyes scanning the assembled group with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. "These are your chosen champions." Amelia stepped forward, summoning every ounce of courage she possessed. Each represents the best of humanity, our diversity, our adaptability, our potential. Zara's lips curled into what might have been a smile or a sneer. "We shall see. Your trials begin now." With a gesture, the room around them shimmered and dissolved. The group found themselves standing on a vast, otherworldly plain beneath an alien sky. Strange structures loomed in the distance, pulsing with energy. "Welcome to the Crucible," Zara's voice echoed around them. "A construct of our making, designed to test the limits of sentient species. You will face 5 challenges, each targeting a different aspect of your potential. Succeed, and you move forward. Fail, and, well, let's hope it doesn't come to that." The first structure lit up, a towering spire that seemed to defy gravity. "Your initial trial is one of problem-solving and cooperation," Zara explained. "Reach the top of the infinity spire within the allotted time. The challenge begins now." As a holographic countdown appeared in the sky, the team huddled together, quickly assessing their situation. "The structure's constantly shifting," Jen observed, her eyes darting over the morphing surfaces. "It's like a 4-dimensional puzzle." "I think I see a pattern," Maya chimed in, her fingers tracing invisible equations in the air. "But it's changing too fast for any one person to solve." Jamal's military training kicked in. "We need to work as a unit." "Maya, Jen, you focus on predicting the pattern." "Adebayo, Eric, start analyzing the physical properties of this thing." "Sophia, use your spatial skills to help visualize the solution." "I'll coordinate our movements." As the team sprang into action, Amelia and Regiv watched anxiously from a viewing platform, joined by a stoic Zara. "Interesting approach," the alien commander mused. "Most species we've tested attempt brute force or individual heroics." "That's not how humans work," Amelia replied, her eyes fixed on the team's progress. "Our strength lies in our ability to combine diverse skills and perspectives." The minutes ticked by as the human champions slowly but steadily ascended the ever-changing spire. There were setbacks, wrong turns, near falls, moments of frustration, but each time the team regrouped and pressed on. With seconds to spare, Jamal pulled Sophia onto the summit platform, the entire team collapsing in exhaustion as the countdown hit 0. Zara's expression was unreadable. "Congratulations. You've passed the first trial." "Barely." Before the humans could celebrate, the world shifted again. They found themselves in a vast arena, surrounded by cheering alien spectators. Holographic displays showcased beings from across the galaxy, all watching intently. "Your next challenge is one of physical prowess and adaptability," Zara announced. "You will face champions from other worlds in contests of strength, speed, and skill." The human team exchanged nervous glances. How could they possibly compete against beings evolved for different gravities, atmospheres, and physical realities? As if reading their thoughts, Zara smiled coldly. "Oh, don't worry. We've adjusted the environmental conditions to create a level playing field. May the best species win." What followed was a grueling series of events that pushed the human champions to their absolute limits. They raced against insectoid beings with twice as many limbs, grappled with gelatinous entities that could alter their form at will, and faced off in tests of reflexes against creatures that perceived time differently. Through it all, the humans relied on their unique strengths. Jamal's combat training and Adebayo's understanding of biomechanics gave them an edge in physical contests. Maya's mathematical mind allowed her to calculate trajectories and timings with uncanny accuracy. Sophia's artistic vision helped the team visualize and exploit weaknesses in their alien opponents. As the final event concluded, a mind-bending race through a course that seemed to defy the laws of physics, the humans found themselves battered, exhausted, but triumphant. They hadn't won every contest, but their overall performance had been enough to secure victory. Zara approached, her expression a mixture of surprise and grudging respect. "Impressive. You've shown remarkable adaptability. But do not celebrate yet. The challenges only grow more difficult from here." With a wave of her hand, the arena vanished. The human team now stood in what appeared to be a vast library, stretching infinitely in all directions. Alien symbols and strange artifacts floated in the air around them. "Your next trial is one of knowledge and understanding," Zara explained. "You must decipher the mysteries contained within the cosmic archive. Succeed, and you'll gain insights that could propel your species forward by millennia. Fail, and you'll be lost in the labyrinth of information forever." As the team began to explore the mind-boggling repository of galactic knowledge, Amelia and Rajiv watched from their observation point, hearts racing. "They're doing better than we could have hoped," Rajiv whispered. "But can they keep this up?" Amelia nodded, her eyes fixed on the determined faces of Earth's champions. "They have to. The real challenges are just beginning." As the human team delved deeper into the cosmic mysteries before them, the fate of Earth hung in the balance. The Astarte Confederation and the watching galaxy were about to learn that humanity's greatest strength lay not in raw power or advanced technology, but in the indomitable spirit that had carried them from caves to the cusp of the stars. The trial of knowledge had only just begun, and with it, the true test of humanity's place in the universe. Unlikely heroes. The cosmic archive pulsed with ethereal energy as Earth's champions immersed themselves in its vast repository of knowledge. Holographic displays shimmered around them, each containing millennia of information from countless civilizations. "This is incredible," Jen breathed, her fingers dancing through streams of quantum data. "The secrets of the universe are at our fingertips." Maya nodded, her young face alight with wonder. "But how do we even begin to process all this? It would take lifetimes to understand even a fraction of what's here." Jamal, ever the pragmatist, brought the team's focus back to their mission. "Remember, this isn't just about learning. We need to prove we can understand and apply this knowledge in ways that benefit humanity." As the team debated their approach, Eric noticed something odd about the archive's structure. "Look at how the information flows," he said, pointing to the swirling data streams. "It's almost like currents in the ocean." Sophia's eyes widened as she grasped his insight. "You're right. And if we treat it like a fluid system, we can navigate it more efficiently," Jen finished, excitement building in her voice. With this new perspective, the team began to work in harmony. Jen and Maya developed an algorithm to sort and prioritize information. Sophia used her artistic skills to create visual maps of the data flows. Eric and Adebayo focused on practical applications, looking for knowledge that could be immediately beneficial to Earth. As hours stretched into what felt like days, the human champions made breakthrough after breakthrough. They uncovered sustainable energy solutions that could end Earth's dependence on fossil fuels, medical knowledge that could cure diseases thought incurable, agricultural techniques that could feed billions without harming the environment. But it was Jamal who made the most crucial discovery. Buried deep in the archive, he found records of other species who had faced trials similar to Earth's. "Look at this," he called out to the others. "The Astarte Confederation. They've done this before, many times." The team gathered around, their expressions growing serious as they absorbed the implications. "It's not just a test," Adebayo said slowly. "It's A filter. They're looking for species with specific traits. Maya's eyes narrowed as she analyzed the patterns. Traits that complement their own strengths and weaknesses. They're not just evaluating us, they're looking for potential allies. As this realization sank in, Zara's voice rang out, startling the group. Your time in the archive is up. Prepare for your next trial. The library shimmered and faded, replaced by a stark, clinical environment. The human champions found themselves in what appeared to be a high-tech laboratory, filled with alien equipment and strange, pulsing organic material. Your fourth challenge, Zara announced, materializing before them, is one of ethics and decision-making. You will be presented with a series of moral dilemmas that have real consequences. Your choices will determine not only your fate, but potentially that of entire civilizations. The first scenario materialized around them. They stood on a planet ravaged by a deadly pandemic. Holographic displays showed two potential cures, one that would save the majority of the population, but doom a specific genetic minority, and another that would save everyone, but at the cost of severely reduced lifespans. You have 5 minutes to decide, Zara stated coldly. Choose wisely. The team huddled together, the weight of their responsibility pressing down on them. We can't play God, Sophia argued passionately. Who are we to decide who lives and who dies? But if we don't choose, everyone suffers, Jamal countered, his military training pushing him towards the pragmatic solution. As the debate raged, Maya suddenly spoke up. Wait, we're thinking about this all wrong. We're accepting the parameters of the problem as given, but what if there's another way? Inspired by Maya's insight, the team began to approach the problem from new angles. They combined their diverse knowledge, Jem's grasp of quantum mechanics, Adebayo's medical expertise, Eric's engineering skills, to propose an innovative solution that could save everyone without the severe drawbacks. Zora's eyebrows raised slightly as she observed their unconventional approach. Interesting. Most species simply choose one of the offered options. As the trials continued, the human team faced increasingly complex ethical challenges. They navigated issues of artificial intelligence rights, the preservation of endangered species at the cost of economic progress, and the balance between individual freedom and collective security. Each time, they strove to find solutions that transcended the apparent limitations of the scenario. They didn't always succeed, but their creative problem-solving and commitment to preserving life and dignity impressed even the stoic Zara. Your species continues to surprise us, she admitted as the final ethical dilemma concluded. But now you face your greatest challenge yet. The laboratory faded away, replaced by a vast starfield. The human champions found themselves on the bridge of a spaceship, surrounded by alien technology. Your final trial, Zara declared, is one of vision and leadership. You must chart a course for your species' future in a complex and often hostile galaxy. The decisions you make here will determine whether humanity is deemed worthy of joining the galactic community. As complex holographic displays sprang to life around them, showing political alliances, resource distribution, and looming threats, the human team shared a determined look. We've come this far, Jamal said, his voice steady. We're not about to let Earth down now. Sophia nodded, a fierce light in her eyes. We'll show them what humanity is truly capable of. As they began to tackle this ultimate challenge, Amelia and Rajiv watched from their observation point, hearts swelling with pride. Look at them, Amelia whispered. They're not just surviving these trials, they're redefining them. Rajiv nodded, a smile playing on his lips. They represent the best of us, our diversity, our creativity, our resilience. As Earth's unlikely heroes faced their final test, the watching galaxy held its breath. The Astarte Confederation was about to learn that humanity's greatest strength lay not in conforming to predetermined standards, but in their unique ability to imagine and create new possibilities. The fate of Earth hung in the balance, but for the first time since the aliens arrived, hope burned brighter than fear. Humanity was ready to take its place among the stars, turning the tables. The simulated bridge of the starship hummed with energy as Earth's champions immersed themselves in their final challenge. Holographic displays flickered with an overwhelming array of information: star charts, diplomatic reports, resource assessments, and threat analyses from across the galaxy. "This is a lot," Eric muttered, his eyes darting between screens. "How are we supposed to process all this and make decisions that will affect the entire human race?" Jamal stepped forward, his military training kicking in. "We treat it like any other complex operation. Divide and conquer. Each of us focuses on our area of expertise, then we come together to form a unified strategy." The team nodded in agreement, quickly falling into roles that suited their strengths. Maya and Jen tackled the scientific and technological aspects, analyzing potential advancements that could benefit humanity. Adebayo focused on medical and biological challenges, while Eric examined resource management and environmental concerns. Sophia used her artistic vision to help visualize complex data, making patterns and connections more apparent. As they worked, holographic scenarios played out around them, showing the consequences of their decisions. Some choices led to prosperity and advancement, others to conflict and hardship. The complexity of galactic politics became apparent as seemingly positive actions sometimes resulted in unexpected negative outcomes. "It's like a cosmic game of chess," Maya observed, her young face creased with concentration. "Every move has ripple effects we can't always predict." Jamal nodded grimly. "And the stakes are a lot higher than any game we've ever played." As hours stretched on, the team began to notice something peculiar about the scenarios they were facing. Jen was the first to voice what they were all thinking. "These challenges, they're not just testing our ability to make decisions for humanity, they're gauging how we interact with other species." Sophia's eyes widened in realization. "You're right. Look at this diplomatic scenario. The obvious choice would be to form an alliance with the strongest power, but that would mean abandoning weaker species to their fate," Adebayo finished. "It's another ethical test." With this new understanding, the team began to approach the challenge from a different angle. Instead of simply seeking to advance humanity's interests, they looked for solutions that promoted cooperation and mutual benefit across species. They proposed innovative resource-sharing agreements, invested in technologies that could be adapted for various physiologies, and sought diplomatic solutions to long-standing conflicts. When faced with threats, they prioritized defense and de-escalation over aggression. As they worked, Zara watched silently, her expression unreadable. But the human champions were too focused on their task to worry about impressing their alien observer. They were fighting for the future of their species, and they realized, for a vision of a more united and harmonious galaxy. Just as they were deep in discussion over a particularly thorny political issue, alarms blared across the simulated bridge. Red warning lights flashed as a new scenario unfolded before them. Multiple hostile fleets detected, an AI voice announced. They are on an intercept course with Earth and several other inhabited worlds. Estimated time to engagement, 30 minutes. The team froze, staring at the holographic display showing waves of enemy ships approaching from multiple vectors. "This has to be part of the test," Eric said, his voice shaky. "Right." Zora's voice cut through their shock. "This scenario is very real, humans. A coalition of aggressive species has launched a surprise attack on multiple fronts. Your response now will determine not only your fate, but that of billions across the galaxy." The gravity of the situation hit them like a physical force. This was no longer just a simulation or a test. Real lives, human and alien, hung in the balance. Jamal's military instincts kicked in. "We need to coordinate a defense, fast." Maya, Jen, analyze the enemy fleet compositions and look for weaknesses. "Eric, what kind of defensive capabilities do we have?" As the team sprang into action, Sophia noticed something odd about the attack patterns. "Wait," she said, her artist's eye picking up on subtle details. "Look at how they're moving. It's almost like a diversion," Adebayo finished, seeing what she saw. The main fleet is using the others as cover. This insight proved crucial. Instead of spreading their defenses thin trying to protect every world, the human team proposed a bold strategy. They would allow the enemy to think they had the upper hand, only to spring a trap when the main fleet committed to its primary target. Their plan required split-second timing and cooperation between species that had never worked together before. But the human champions had learned much during their trials. They used their unique strengths, Maya's mathematical brilliance, Den's quantum insights, Jamal's tactical experience, to coordinate a multi-species defense that caught the invaders off guard. As the simulated battle unfolded, Zara watched with growing amazement. The humans weren't just defending themselves. They were actively working to protect other species, even at potential cost to Earth. Their strategy was unorthodox, creative, and startlingly effective. When the last enemy ship flickered and vanished from the holographic display, a stunned silence fell over the bridge. The human team looked at each other, exhausted but triumphant. Zara stepped forward, her usual stoic demeanor replaced by something close to admiration. "Congratulations, champions of Earth. You have not only passed our trials but exceeded all expectations. Your species has proven itself worthy of joining the galactic community, and perhaps more." As the simulation faded away and they found themselves back in the UN headquarters, the team was met with cheers and applause. Amelia and Rajiv rushed forward, tears of joy and pride in their eyes. "You did it," Amelia exclaimed, embracing Maya. "You saved Earth." Jamal shook his head, a tired but satisfied smile on his face. "We did more than that. We showed them what humanity is truly capable of." As the celebration continued around them, Zara approached the group, her expression thoughtful. "Your performance in these trials has given us much to consider. Perhaps it is not only your species that has something to learn." The implications of her words hung in the air. Humanity had not just earned its place among the stars, it had challenged the very assumptions of those who sought to judge it. As news of their success spread across the globe, a new era dawned for Earth. The future that awaited them among the stars was uncertain, filled with both wonders and dangers. But humanity would face it as they had faced these trials, with creativity, compassion, and an unwavering spirit. The age of Earth's isolation was over. Their journey into the cosmic community had only just begun. A new understanding. In the weeks following Earth's triumphant performance in the Astart Confederation's trials, the planet buzzed with excitement and apprehension. The looming alien ships that had once inspired fear now symbolized a gateway to a vast, unexplored universe. Amelia Chen found herself at the center of a whirlwind of activity. As one of the key organizers of Earth's response team, she had been thrust into the role of unofficial ambassador to the Astart Confederation. Today, she stood before the United Nations General Assembly, preparing to deliver a historic address. "Distinguished delegates," Amelia began, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "We stand at a crossroads unlike any our species has faced before. The universe has opened up to us, bringing with it incredible opportunities and daunting challenges." As she spoke, holographic displays showed scenes from the trials Earth's champions had endured. The Assembly watched in awe as the unlikely team of humans overcame seemingly impossible odds. "Our success in these trials was not due to superior technology or physical prowess," Amelia continued. "It was our uniquely human traits, our creativity, our adaptability, our capacity for empathy and cooperation that saw us through. These are the qualities that will define our place in the galactic community." In the front row, Earth's champions sat tall, still processing the magnitude of their achievement. Maya, the young math prodigy, caught Zora's eye and offered a small smile. To her surprise, the alien commander returned the gesture with a slight nod. As Amelia's speech concluded, the assembly erupted in applause. The mood was one of cautious optimism. Humanity had proven itself worthy of the stars, but the real work was just beginning. In the days that followed, Earth saw an unprecedented era of global cooperation. Nations that had long been at odds now worked together, pooling resources and knowledge to prepare for their new role in the galaxy. The Astart Confederation, true to their word, began sharing advanced technologies with Earth. Zen and Maya found themselves working alongside alien scientists, unraveling the mysteries of faster-than-light travel and clean, limitless energy. Adebayo's medical research took quantum leaps forward with access to the Confederation's vast biological database. Diseases that had plagued humanity for millennia were now on the brink of eradication. Eric's engineering skills were put to the test as he helped design Earth's first true starships, marveling at materials and propulsion systems that seemed to defy the laws of physics as he had known them. Sophia's artistic vision found new expression in collaborations with alien creators, producing works that bridged the gap between species and cultures in ways words never could. Jamal, ever the protector, took a leading role in establishing Earth's new defense protocols, but he found his military mindset evolving as he worked with alien strategists, focusing more on conflict prevention and peaceful resolution. As excited as they were by these advancements, Earth's leaders remained cautious. They had not forgotten the aggressive species that had attacked during their final trial. The galaxy, they were learning, could be a dangerous place. It was Zara who proposed a solution that would change the course of galactic history. In a private meeting with Earth's champions and key leaders, she made an unprecedented offer. "Your species has shown remarkable potential," Zara began, her tone more warm than they had ever heard it. "You approached our trials not just as tests to be passed, but as opportunities to learn and grow. This adaptability is rare and valuable." She paused, looking each of them in the eye before continuing. "The Astart Confederation has long stood as the dominant force in this sector of the galaxy, but perhaps it is time for a new approach. We propose a true partnership with Earth, one that would combine our advanced technology with your unique insights and abilities." The implications were staggering. Earth would not simply be joining the galactic community as a junior member, but as a full partner with one of its most powerful civilizations. As the human representatives debated the proposal, a new understanding began to emerge. The trials had not just been about proving humanity's worth to the Confederation. They had shown the Astartes and the watching galaxy that there was more than one path to advancement. Humanity's primitive status, which had initially been seen as a weakness, was now recognized as a strength. Their fresh perspective and innovative problem-solving could breathe new life into civilizations that had grown stagnant in their technological superiority. As negotiations progressed, it became clear that this partnership would reshape not just Earth's future, but that of the entire galactic sector, forging a cosmic future. 1 year after the fateful day when alien ships first appeared in Earth's skies, a historic ceremony was held in the shadow of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Representatives from Earth and the Astart Confederation gathered to formalize their unprecedented alliance. Amelia Chen, now serving as Earth's official ambassador to the galactic community, stepped forward to address the assembled crowd and the billions watching via holographic broadcast across two civilizations. "Today, we take our first true steps into the cosmic ocean," Amelia began, her voice carrying across the desert sands and into the stars. "Not as conquerors or supplicants, but as partners and friends." She gestured to the team of champions who had changed the course of human history. "These individuals showed us that our greatest strength lies not in dominance, but in diversity, not in competition, but in cooperation." Zara, standing tall beside her, nodded in agreement. The once imperious alien commander had undergone her own transformation over the past year, humbled and inspired by humanity's potential. The Astart Confederation has stood for millennia as a beacon of advanced civilization. Zara addressed the crowd. "But in our pursuit of perfection, we have perhaps lost sight of the value of imperfection, of the beauty in the struggle to improve and grow. Humanity has reminded us of this essential truth." As they spoke, holographic displays showcased the fruits of their young alliance. New cities rose from Earth's deserts, powered by clean energy that seemed to flow from the air itself. Hospitals boasted medical technologies that could heal injuries and cure diseases once thought untreatable. Universities hummed with the exchange of knowledge between human and alien minds. But it wasn't just Earth that was transforming. Astart worlds were experiencing a renaissance of creativity and innovation, inspired by the human perspective. Art, music, and ideas flowed freely between the two civilizations, birthing new cultural forms that were neither fully human nor fully Astart, but something gloriously in between. Yet, challenges remained. Not all species in the galaxy welcomed this new alliance. The aggressive coalition that had attacked during Earth's final trial continued to pose a threat, resentful of the shift in power dynamics. Jamal, who now co-led a joint human-Astart peacekeeping force, stepped forward to address these concerns. "We do not seek conflict," he stated firmly, "but we stand ready to defend the principles of cooperation and mutual growth that our alliance represents. To those who would threaten peace, know that we are stronger together than any of us could be alone." As the ceremony concluded, the assembled leaders placed their hands, and in some cases, tentacles or appendages, on an ancient Earth globe and a glowing Astart orb, symbolizing the union of their worlds and fates. The crowd erupted in cheers as the first joint human-Astart starship rose from behind the pyramids, its sleek form embodying the best of both civilizations. As it ascended into the sky, destined for the cosmic frontier, it carried with it the hopes and dreams of two species and countless worlds yet to be discovered. Amelia watched the ship's ascent, her heart full of pride and wonder. She thought back to that first terrifying day when alien ships had appeared in the sky, how close they had come to disaster. Now those same skies promised adventure, discovery, and a future brighter than any she could have imagined. As the starship winked out of sight, embarking on its maiden voyage to the stars, Amelia turned to her team, the unlikely heroes who had changed everything. Maya's eyes shone with the excitement of new mathematical frontiers to explore. Dan practically vibrated with the potential of quantum discoveries yet to be made. Adebayo's gentle smile spoke of lives to be saved across the cosmos. Eric's hands twitched, already designing wonders in his mind. Sophia's gaze was distant, seeing beauty in the infinite canvas of space, and Jamal stood tall, ready to face whatever challenges the universe might bring. They had been chosen to represent the best of humanity, but in doing so, they had revealed the best of what all sentient beings could be when they worked together. As the sun set on this historic day, casting the pyramids in a golden glow, Earth stood not at the end of a journey, but at the beginning of a grand cosmic adventure. The stars, once distant and unreachable, now beckoned with the promise of a shared future, full of challenges to overcome and wonders to explore. Humanity had not just found its place among the stars, it had helped forge a new vision for what life among those stars could be. And as the first stars began to twinkle in the twilight sky, they seemed to shine just a little brighter, welcoming Earth and its people to their new home in the vast, beautiful, ever-surprising universe.